Welcome to One Launchpad for all DEXes deploy tokens on Cardano. An open-source permissionless launchpad built to help Cardano projects deploy liquidity across multiple decentralized exchanges in one coordinated launch. The project addresses a common launch challenge. Token projects should not be locked into a single DEX or forced to repeat the same setup across multiple platforms. With the Multi-DEX launchpad, issuers can configure one launch, define how liquidity should be distributed, and automatically create liquidity pools across supported decentralized exchanges after the token launch is completed. In this video, we'll walk through the completed Catalyst Fund 14 deliverables and show the public testnet version of the Multi-DEX launchpad in action. The first milestone delivered the smart contract foundation for Multi-DEX launch support. The Launchpad smart contracts were extended to support liquidity pool creation across multiple DEX protocols. The contracts are available in a public open-source GitHub repository, together with setup instructions, compilation instructions, and test evidence. The contracts compile successfully, and the full test suite passes, confirming that the core framework is ready for the next stages of development. This milestone established the on-chain foundation needed for a trustless launch flow, where liquidity can be distributed across more than one DEX from a single configuration. The second milestone turned One Launchpad for all DEXes into a complete application stack, connecting the front-end, back-end, wallet signing, and Launchpad agent into one flow. First, let's look at how a new token launch is created,
where I'll demonstrate how to create a new token launch on the Multi-DEX Launchpad platform. Make sure your wallet is connected. To begin, click on Create a New Launch. The creation process is divided into 5 steps to make entering the required information simple and structured. In the first step, you'll provide the basic project details, the project title, description, relevant URLs, and an IPFS image. The second step focuses on the project token. Select the token you want to launch. It must be available in your connected wallet. Then, specify the total quantity of tokens that will be distributed to launch participants. In the third step, you'll configure the fundraising parameters. Choose which token will be raised, either ADA or one of the supported stablecoins. Next, define the minimum and maximum fundraising targets. You'll also configure the liquidity pools that will be created after the launch ends. This includes selecting the portion of raised funds that will be allocated to liquidity and specifying any additional project tokens required for pool creation. You can choose on which DEXes the pools will be opened, adjust the ratio between WingRiders and SundaeSwap, or disable one of them entirely. Once all parameters are entered, the application provides a preview of the token price for launch participants and the expected price in the configured liquidity pools. The fourth step is access configuration. Here, you can define participation tiers. You may set up a public tier available to all users and an optional presale tier restricted to users holding a specific token. For this demonstration, I'll configure only the public tier. Finally, the last screen shows a complete summary of all the information you've entered. After reviewing the details, click Create to proceed. Once you sign the transaction in your wallet, your launch will be successfully created and displayed in the application.
Now, let's see the full Multi-DEX launchpad demo in action.
First, let's look at how you can configure DEX allocations when creating a new token launch. You can choose on which DEXes the liquidity pools will be opened, adjust the allocation ratio between WingRiders and SundaeSwap, or disable one of them entirely. I've already created several token launches with different configurations. First, let's look at a launch where only the WingRiders V2 pool is enabled. In this case, 100% of the funds allocated for liquidity will be used to create a new pool on the WingRiders DEX. The next launch shows the opposite configuration, where 100% of the liquidity funds will be used to create a pool on the SundaeSwap DEX. Finally, we have a launch with a 50-50th split, where half of the liquidity funds are used to create a WingRiders pool and the other half are used for a Sunday swap pool. You can now experiment with creating launches with different DEX allocations yourself on the testnet.
On the other hand, if you want to contribute to a token launch, the next video is for you.
Make sure your wallet is connected and that you have a sufficient balance of the token being raised. To participate, simply enter the amount you'd like to contribute. The application will automatically build the transaction and display the transaction fee. Review the details, then sign the transaction in your wallet to confirm your contribution. Once the transaction is completed, your contribution will appear in the list below, where you can track all of your participation activity.
Contributors can follow a simple guide to participate in a launch or withdraw a contribution. Token issuers can use step-by-step documentation to create a new launch. Configure project details, set fundraising parameters, and define liquidity distribution across supported DEX pools. One Launchpad for All DEXes is built to make Cardano token launches more flexible, open, and ecosystem-aligned. Whether you're a token issuer, contributor, developer, or DeFi builder, this Launchpad is designed to simplify token deployment and support a more connected Cardano DeFi ecosystem. Thank you for supporting our Catalyst Fund 14 proposal. See you in the ecosystem.